You really are such a useless daughter-in-law. What purpose does your presence serve in this household? I can't fathom why my son chose to marry someone like you.
What did I do wrong this time? I'm currently occupied with work, so I have limited time for conversation.
Quit using work as a justification. Your earnings are hardly substantial, if at all. You ought to show some gratitude for being allowed to reside here despite your modest income. It would be helpful if you could contribute more by assisting with the household chores occasionally. I find it surprising that I am solely responsible for all the household tasks lately, considering our relationship as mother-in-law and daughter-in-law and daughter-in-law.
I truly appreciate all the efforts you're putting in for our well-being. Still, I've helped you out whenever I've had the time. I contribute to the household chores diligently every day upon returning from work. I understand that, on certain occasions, I have to work overtime and cannot assist with the household tasks due to my professional commitments. I'm putting in my utmost effort, so I would prefer if you didn't speak to me in such a manner.
I really don't like how you talk back to me like this. Stop being so arrogant to know your place.
I didn't mean to offend you if I did. I was just telling you the truth about my situation.
I just feel so sorry for Daniel. He really did choose the wrong woman. There were so many more better options for a beautiful guy like him.
That's a little offensive, isn't it? I don't think he thinks that way about me at all. We both decided that we're both going to work even after getting married, and that we're both going to do the housework. There are times when I'm busier than him. I can't be doing the housework all the time. If you really need help with the housework, then you should be asking him as well. Why don't you ask him at all? You always pick on me even though you should know that I'm busy.
You really don't understand at all, do you? Are you seriously trying to make your husband do all the housework for you?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that he should help out from time to time. It's not fair right now because I do so much housework even though we both work full-time jobs.
Your entire thought process is just wrong. You shouldn't be making your man have to do any of the housework. Try to change the way you think.
We actually managed to share the housework pretty evenly before we moved in with you. You've been complaining so much that it's been difficult to balance things evenly between us. How about we try to get along and figure out how we can split up the workload evenly?
Sorry, but I declined.
Would you please think about it? I'm really doing my best to make sure that everyone's happy. I want to try to get along with you, seeing as we live with each other. I don't like having to argue with you every single day. Could we please try to get along?
I'm getting very stressed these days having to argue and correct your mistakes all the time. I don't think that I can stand being around you any longer.
I had no idea that you felt that way about me.
You had no idea. You really are kind of obtuse, aren't you? It annoys me that you barely do any of the housework, even though you're a wife. I've been doing the housework every single day since I got married. I don't understand how you can't do the same. Who do you think you are?
Well, times have changed now. It's no longer a given that the wife does all the housework. We're in very different situations as well. I'm working a full-time job. Please try to understand that there are some differences between us. Let's just try to get along.
I just thought of a great way to solve all of this.
A way to solve this? Great. What's the idea?
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm not going to be stressed because of you anymore.
That would be great for both of us. Would you let me know what your plan is?
You'll find out soon enough. Look forward to it because it's such a great idea.
Can you not tell me now?
No, I need some time to prepare.
Okay, I'll look forward to it then.
A few days later.
Hey, Katie, you have a business trip planned this weekend, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna be gone for a couple of days. What's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to double check with you, just in case.
I have all the dates on my schedule written down on the calendar. Also, could you talk to your mom for me?
About what?
You know that we don't get along that well with each other. She told me that she thought of an idea to solve our problems. She still hasn't told me what the idea is, and now she's not replying to any of my texts. I'm a little worried because she's ignoring me completely.
I see.
Wait, what? Is that all you're going to say? Please, would you try to help me out? You know that we both work full-time jobs and that I don't have that much free time. She's trying to force me to do all the housework, but that's just not possible. I think it's unfair that I'm the only one she's forcing to help with the housework. You should do some housework too. How do you feel about this problem?
Would you please stop trying to involve me in your problems? This has nothing to do with me.
What did you just say?
I'm your husband. I am a man and I really don't want to have to get involved in a fight between two women. You guys need to solve this yourselves. Please leave me out of this and not mention this to me ever again. I'm already stressed working my job. I don't need any extra problems to solve.
How could you say that to me? I'm also working a full-time job. I'm stressed out too. It's your mom and your wife. You need to help us solve this problem.
Yeah, I know that she's my mom. I told you, I don't want to get involved in pointless arguments. My dad doesn't get involved in any of these arguments, right? I'm gonna do the same thing as him and stay out of this.
You can't just pretend that this isn't your problem as well. You are the one that convinced me to move in with your family. You have a responsibility to at least try to make her get along with me. I was the one that got us this house that we could all live in. This is the least you can do for me.
You really need to calm down. Stop getting so worked up about such a small problem. You need to relax or you're gonna get even uglier.
I've had enough now. I can't believe you're not going to try to help me out.
This isn't my problem. Why should I help you out? I hope you enjoy your business trip. I really don't mind you being gone for a long time. There's no need to be in a rush to come home.
I'm going on a work trip. It's not a vacation. Still, it's some precious time that I'll have by myself. I'll make sure to use it to try to relax.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. We're gonna enjoy our time without you in the house too.
Okay, fine. I really don't like how you're treating me right now. I think we need to have a talk too. Please make some time for us to have a serious conversation when I get back. There's some serious problems in our relationship too. I am not happy at all.
Final day of the business trip.
There is no longer a place for you to live in this house.
What did you just say? I was surprised to receive a message from you all of a sudden.
I hope that you enjoy your life on the streets. You're officially homeless as of today.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Would you please explain to me what's going on?
There's nothing for me to explain. It's exactly as I just said. You'll understand what's happening once you come home. I guess it's not your home anymore, though. We sold the house, so it's no longer our property.
You're joking, right?
I'm not joking at all. We sold the house while you were gone on your business trip. All of us moved into a new place without you. That's why I'm telling you that you have no place to live. I hope that you enjoy your life as a homeless woman on the streets.
Are you serious about all of this? I don't think it was a very smart thing to do.
What are you talking about? This fixes all the problems that we've been having. Today we're going on a family vacation and staying in a nice hotel. We're planning to move into our new place tomorrow. We've already hired a moving company to deliver all our belongings to our new place.
So you guys have planned this all out then? You're not at your new place yet, right?
No, not yet. It took us a little longer than we planned because we had to wait for you to go on a business trip. I told Daniel that we didn't have to keep this a secret. It kind of seemed like he was a little scared of you. I hope he can live stress-free now that you're not living with us.
So he was involved in this plan of yours as well then? That's why he kept on checking with me about my business trip. He kept on asking me the exact times I would leave and come back. This was all planned out by all of you guys.
Of course we planned this together. We're a family after all. You're the only one that I don't consider as family. We sold off the house on the day you left for your business trip. There's no place for you to go home to now. Enjoy your miserable life on the streets.
Thanks for letting me know at least. I'm sure I'll be so much happier without you guys anyway. Yeah, we feel the same way too. Never show your face in front of us ever again. That's it. Goodbye.
The next day.
Would you please answer the phone? It's an emergency. I need to talk to you right now. Please just pick up.
What do you want from me? I thought that you never wanted to see my face ever again.
Some problems came up. There are some things that I really need to talk to you about. Would you please just pick up the phone?
Unfortunately, I still don't want to see or talk to you at all. I'm not going to pick up the phone. What's the matter anyway? What's the emergency? If you need to tell me something, you can tell me here. I am not going to talk to you on the phone.
I'm crying so much right now.
What are you talking about?
Apparently, the sale of the house didn't go through. We've already bought the new house that we're moving into. Without the money from the sale of the old house, we can't pay for the new one. What the hell are we meant to do?
Why should I know? None of this is my responsibility. You guys did this to me behind my back. Figure it out yourselves.
I wonder why there was a problem with the sale of the house. I tried asking him, but he wouldn't tell me the details.
That house is my property. It's under my name, so I stopped the sale.
Wait, what did you just say?
I knew that you guys needed the money from the sale of the house to move. I contacted the real estate agent yesterday and got the sale canceled. I'm so glad that I noticed before the sale went through. Although the sale never would have worked in the first place. The house is in my name, so you would have needed my permission and signature for the sale to go through. Did you really think that something like this would really work? Is your entire family full of idiots?
I don't understand what's going on. How could the house be in your name? That's just not possible. Isn't that house in Daniel's name? It's his house, right?
No, it's not. I was the one that purchased that house.
No way! You've got to be lying. I always thought that place was his. He was the one that bought the house.
Did you seriously think that? There's no way that he could afford to buy a house. You know how little he earns, right? He'd be lucky to rent out an old apartment room with his salary.
Wait, what are you talking about now? Is his salary really that low?
Yeah, I thought you would have known that. I'm the one that's paying off the loans for the house. There's just no way you guys could sell off the house. I had a couple of missed calls from unknown numbers. I guess that it was the real estate agency calling me to check what was going on. I really didn't expect you guys to do something this stupid, though. Anyway, it was a good opportunity for me to find out how crazy you guys are.
Would you please hold on a minute? I'm having trouble trying to process what you just told me.
What part of it are you struggling to process? I thought that I explained everything to you very clearly.
You're telling me that the house that we were all living in is actually your property? Are you really the one that's paying off the loans? I still can't believe any of this.
Well, you're going to have to believe it because it's the reality.
How are we meant to pay for our new place then?
Are you seriously asking me that?
We were planning to pay for our new house with the money from the sale of that house. We already paid the down payments and we have no savings left at all. What the hell are we supposed to do?
I have no idea why you're asking me this. What do you expect me to do?
Please figure out a way to solve this. This is all your fault. You need to help us out.
How is any of this my fault? You guys decided to do this without me knowing? You and the rest of your family need to figure out what to do. You told me that I'm not part of your family, right? I have no intention of helping you guys out at all.
You're his wife, though. You need to do something to help him out.
Why do I need to do anything? Also, I'm not his wife anymore.
What did you just say?
My ex-husband was a piece of trash, so I got a divorce. Have you not heard from him at all?
What are you talking about? Are you talking about my son?
Yeah, who else would I be talking about? We discussed this a couple of days ago and decided. I had no idea he planned to try to sell my house, though. He didn't mention that when we had our conversation.
Are you telling me that we're complete strangers to each other now? Yeah, pretty much.
Have you finally realized that you guys are the ones that might become homeless?
Are you seriously gonna do this to us? I had no idea things would end up like this. Are you going to abandon us completely?
Yeah, I don't see why I should help. You were telling me to enjoy my life on the streets. I don't feel like helping people that would say that to me. I'm sure you guys did this to kick me out of the house, but I guess it's kind of backfired. Now look who's going to be without a place to live.
Don't worry, we're going to be completely fine. He still has a job, so we won't have any financial problems. I guess we're just going to have to find a different place to live. Although I have no idea what I'm going to do about the money for a new place.
That's a problem that you guys are going to have to figure out yourselves. I have nothing to do with you guys anymore. It was actually the perfect timing for us to get a divorce, actually. I was kind of looking for a reason to kick you guys out of the house.
I can't believe this. How dare you talk to me like that? Are you seriously not going to help us out?
Of course I'm not going to help. We're strangers to each other. Did your husband know about any of this? I didn't think that he was the kind of person that would agree to something like this.
He didn't know any of the details. How am I meant to tell him that we have no place to live now? What are you going to do about this? You've messed up my plans completely.
Stop blaming me for any of this, you old hag. How about you take responsibility for what you've done? This was the plan that you had to solve the problems between us, right? We don't have to argue every day now that we're not going to be living together. This is perfect for both of us.
Yeah, I still don't want to live with you at all. Still, this isn't how I plan things to be. I have no idea what I'm going to do from now on.
Who cares about tomorrow? I'm happy that we don't have to live together anymore. Problem solved, right? Please don't ever contact me again. I've got to get going now. Goodbye, you old hag. I hope you and your family enjoy your lives on the street.
After that, Lana opted to confront Daniel to verify the truth of Katie's claims. Ultimately, he confessed that it was indeed Katie who financed the house, and it was registered under her name. Lana's husband remained completely oblivious to these events and became enraged upon discovering the truth of the situation. Their entire household is engulfed in a massive dispute at the moment, and there is a possibility that they will have to separate permanently. She attempted to covertly re-enter Katie's residence without consent, but was apprehended by law enforcement and issued a restraining order. They are presently without a place of residence and are currently experiencing homelessness. Katie ultimately sold the expansive family residence and acquired a solitary, high-rise condominium for her own occupancy. Her life appears to have undergone a remarkable improvement following the dissolution of her marriage.
Hey, Helen. Open the door for me. I'm standing outside Parents' house. I forgot to bring my key with me.
What? Are you moving back in with Mom and Dad again?
No, I just had another fight with my husband. He is such a mean guy. I come here just to cool off. I won't stay too long, I promise.
Well, yeah. As long as you agree to pay for some food.
Okay, whatever. I'm just so burnt out at my house. All the cooking and cleaning and the kids. It's just too much. So I just have to get out of there for a while.
So you run back our parents' house?
Yeah. But let me in. I know you in there. I saw your car parked outside. I know you're not at work since you started that work from home job last year. Come down here and open the door.
I'm actually not at home right now. I have a meeting I have to go to and my coworker is driving me. Are Mom and Dad not at home? When I left, they were still there. I guess neither of them have plans today.
I'm pretty sure Mom and Dad went out shopping or something. Their car is not here. Okay, let's see. I will go to the cafe at the end of the block until someone gets home.
But wait, Monica. How long are you planning on staying this time around? I hope you're not going to be staying more than a few days this time.
To be honest, I don't know. It depends on how fast my husband and I make up. Or how fast he apologizes to me.
But I can't have you hanging around in my house. You can sleep in the living room tonight if you really want to stay. But we don't really have the room for you anymore with the kids.
What? I'm not sleeping in the living room. I'll just sleep in your room like I always do. It was my room before. You should give it back to me if I'm gonna be staying here.
Monica, listen. This is not your house anymore. Now that I own it, I get to decide who goes where. And anyway, I'm working from home now, as you know. I can't have you hanging around in my bedroom all day bothering me while I work.
Are you really not going to let me stay in my childhood home? I promise I won't be that much of a bother.
I'm not sure. You've definitely broken that promise before. You should know that it's more of my house than it is yours. I own it now. Mom and Dad are only living here for a little while until their apartment is finished. We don't really have space for you anymore. You can't just come barging in and expect us to have a place ready for you. At least try to be considerate, Monica.
What exactly do you want me to do to be considerate? I brought you some presents if that makes it any better.
It does not. Look. You can stay for a week if you want. But you have to chip in on meals and you cannot stay in my room. There's nowhere for you to sleep in there. You can sleep on the couch. That's the best I can do for you now. And before you ask, I am not going to lend you any money. I know your husband makes plenty recently. I'm sure you have some saved up from your part-time job. So don't come crying to me about how broke you are. I'm tired of that.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah. You can stay for 1 week. No more than that. So you better start making up with your husband. And this time is different. You can't just order a bunch of delivery and expect me to pay for it. You need to pay for your own stuff. If you don't remember, you still owe me $1,000.
That's enough, Helen. I'll pay for everything. Stop treating me like a child. I don't even want to live with you. You're worse than Mom and Dad. You always scold me. You're so obsessed with money. I know you all make way more than you need. I can't believe you'd be so stingy with your own flesh and blood. And how can you accuse me of being a freeloader anyways? You're living with Mom and Dad. I bet you're leeching off them.
I'm not leeching off anyone. You're the one, Monica.
Even if you're not taking their money, Mom cooks and cleans the house. All you do is sit around all day and laze about like a queen. At the very least, you can give me some money to make up for all the pampering. I'm missing out on think of it as evening the playing field.
I am absolutely not doing that. I do the chores by myself and I cook more than Mom. She just wants to help out to feel like she's doing something. She's retired anyway, and so she wants to do something in her spare time. Once again, you don't know what you're talking about.
No, you're just trying to turn it around on me. You're taking advantage of a poor old woman and making her do grueling housework. It's pathetic, honestly.
Whatever you say.
Here we go again with that condescending attitude.
Maybe if you actually try to be nice, I might not have this attitude.
You know how hard my marriage is? Every time we have a fight, he gets so unreasonable and mad. I have no choice but to leave. You just don't get it at all. You think you're so good with your perfect husband and perfect life.
You're being really unfair.
So whatever. Just come home as soon as your meeting is over. I need to unpack some of my stuffs. I need to go out tonight.
Where are you even going?
Oh, none of your business.
You're not going clubbing again, are you?
Why does this matter to you?
Never mind. I'll be home in a few hours. Monica, where you at? Did you do something with my laptop?
What? Why are you asking me that? I don't know anything about it. I'm out with friends right now.
I didn't mean to bother you. But I just found it out in the storehouse. It's not damaged or anything. It just seemed strange. I asked Mom and Dad. But none of them touched it.
Maybe it was one of the kids.
That can't be. I've had my eye on them all day and none of them were even near it.
Are you accusing me of something? I didn't try to ruin your laptop or anything. I just needed to look something up on it and I was in the backyard for a minute.
You were in the storehouse? Why?
I don't know. I guess I thought it looked cozier or something.
Were you drunk?
Why do you care?
Whatever anyway. Please be more careful and ask me before you use my stuff, especially my laptop. I need it for work. So if it ends up breaking, I'm gonna be in a bind.
Whatever, I told you I wasn't trying to break it. And it's in my room anyway. So I should be able to use it.
What are you talking about? It's my laptop. Have some respect, please, Monica.
Why don't you have respect for me? You're making me sleep on the couch like a dog. I'm like a stranger in my own house. My legs and hips and neck and back hurt all the time because I have to sleep on the sofa. I'm so done with it. I'm taking back what's mine. And that room belongs to me, you know.
I get it. I'd be uncomfortable too. And if things were different, we'd have a bed for you to sleep in. But we don't, and none of that gives you the right to mess with my stuff. Especially stuff I need for work.
Well, that's why I put it in the storehouse. Because I didn't want it in my room since it's not mine. It's my room, so I don't want your stuff in it.
Are you really trying to kick me out of my own house? Trying to make me sleep in the storehouse?
Well, like you said, there aren't any other rooms. So yeah, that's your room now. You're being totally ridiculous. Maybe you can use your laptop as the pillow. I know the ground out there is hard, but I'm sure you'll figure something out. It's the perfect place for a parasite like you out in the yard with all the bugs.
What did you call me?
I'll be taking my room back when I get home. You should make sure it's cleaned out.
You have no right.
I'll do whatever I want. It's my room. It's my house. If you want out, you'll leave.
You know what? I will leave.
Oh, really? I thought you'd put up a little bit more of a fight. Did you really fold that easily?
No, I'm just sick of dealing with this attitude of yours. I'm done with getting mad at you. It just makes you harder to deal with. There's no reason to keep fighting with you about this.
So what are you going to do?
We're gonna move.
What? Really? You're not being serious. This is a joke, right?
No joke here. We're moving today.
Are you staying in a hotel or did you just magically find a house?
No, we've been thinking about doing this for a while now. My husband's job is entirely remote now, so we don't have to live close to the office anymore. So we decided to move.
Well, then it's a win-win. You get to go somewhere else. And I'll have the house all to myself. You won't bother me anymore.
I spoke with Mom and Dad about our arrangement. I found out about your little arrangement with them. Don't think I didn't know that Mom was giving you money?
What? I can't believe she told you.
But it sounds like you broke the terms of your agreement. And that you should have been out of the house by now. They seemed a little bit disappointed by the entire thing. So they decided it was time you learned to live on your own. So to put it simply, they're cutting you off. It's a shame too. It sounds like they were planning on giving you quite a bit of money if you actually stuck with your agreement. I know that Mom feels bad about your situation with your husband. But your being here all the entire time has made her be mad. And I bet your attitude hasn't really helped either.
What? Were they really gonna help me?
Well, Mom wanted to at least. But after all this, Dad decided that it wasn't worth it. And thought that if you wanted to divorce Jimmy and live on your own, you'd need to find yourself a job and earn your way. They had actually been saving up money to give to you. But they decided at the last minute to use it for something else instead. They said you'd just waste.
What? Can't believe that.
If you keep your attitude well even a little bit, they might not have changed their minds. I think they're going to spend it on a vacation or something. I think they deserve after putting up with you for so long. I can't believe you wouldn't even help Mom with the dishes or cleaning or anything. It's not like you have a job that keeps you busy or takes up your time.
Did they really take all that money and spend it on themselves?
It was their money in the first place. They were being kind by even considering giving it to you. They live on a fixed income. Now that they've retired, they need it way more than you do.
They have tons of money.
They most certainly do not. Part of why we bought the house from them in the first place is that we could give them a bit of a cash. And they moved to a smaller place because they were struggling to afford to live here. They don't need to be giving money to their layabout daughter.
So what am I supposed to do? You really expect me to go back to my house and the kids and act like nothing ever happened? I don't have anywhere else to go.
So you're not divorcing him after all? You're going to have to decide if you want to live with him and put up with whatever it is that bothers you about him. Or you're gonna have to move out and get a job. Because you can't stay here any longer. I really don't know what the two of you thought about. But I'd hope for your sake you'd have resolved it by now. Not to mention you've barely seen your own children in a month. You should at least go back for your kids. Or did something happen that's keeping you from going back? It does seem a little strange that you've barely seen your kids since this all happened. And your stories never seem to quite add up. What actually happened, Monica?
What? It's nothing. He got out of control again. He was crying and screaming.
If he really was that out of control, don't you think it's pretty irresponsible to leave your kids with him?
They're fine. He's a good dad.
Okay then. As long as the kids are safe, I don't really care what happens. You can fight it out with your husband all you want. But you gotta do it at your house. You can't stay here.
Wait. I can't go back there. There's no way he'll let me come back. Why are you kicking me out?
You'll have to talk to Mom and Dad if you want to know more. You clearly don't care about your husband and your kids. So if you get divorced, you'll be rid of them once and for all. Think of it as a new start.
What am I supposed to do? My husband's gonna leave me with nothing. I don't have money, a job, a house, or anything.
You can find all those things, but you have to actually work for it. No one is just going to hand them to you for free.
No, I hate working. I'm not gonna be able to go out and see my friends.
Well, if so, you should take care. I have nothing to do with you anymore. Hey, what are you doing now?
Nothing. Just laying around at home.
I heard about the big news. The divorce finally went through, right? It was taking so long. I was starting to think that it might not happen, but here we are.
What do you want, Violet? Well, we did decide to get divorced. But there's still some paperwork to be done before it is finalized.
Yeah, Tom and I are going to be so happy now. You have no idea. I'm sure this way is better off for you as well, wouldn't you say?
First of all, wouldn't it be considerate to offer some kind of apology? After all that has gone down, I really don't get why you're messaging me like this. At the end of the day, you're the one who broke up your friend's marriage. And why? To spite your friend and steal her husband. I shouldn't even respond to you, it just pisses me off.
Oh, I am really sorry about everything that went down. I know you were dating Tom and that everything didn't go as smooth as you might have liked. But you've gotta realize something, Lucy. You know that's partly your own fault, right?
What? How is this my fault? You've been sneaking around with Tom all this time. Explain to me exactly how this is my fault.
Well, it's clear that Tom wasn't happy with you and he needed a newly fun life. You were the one who made him so unhappy for all that time. But now it looks like he's turning it around. You must be happy for him, right? He's gonna be with someone he really loves.
What? Why would I be happy my friend basically stole my husband from me? I've got no one now.
That's too bad for you, Lucy. But think about your friend and ex-husband. They're going to be heading towards the momentous occasion in their life. Come on, Lucy. You have to be happy for me. I'm finally getting married after we talked about it all those years.
But to my ex-husband. Don't you think that's a little weird? There are plenty of guys out there, but you had to choose specifically the one that I was with? Why is that, Violet?
As you know, Tom and I have a natural organic connection. It was like nothing I'd ever felt before. Tom also said that it was the same for him. He feels free to express himself. Unlike the stressful environment when you two were living together. We fit like a perfect puzzle pieces. It's really rare to find. Thus you should just be happy for us.
You need to shut up about all that nonsense. You don't know how it feels to be with someone, then have them snatched away from you. Especially by someone you thought was your best friend.
Lucy, we're still friends. Don't get too carried away like that. We're gonna be friends even after me and Tom are together too. It's gonna be great.
Shut up, Violet. Stop it.
Excuse me? That is not something that you should be saying to your friend. Not very polite.
If you ask me polite, how about you're stealing my husband? Your brain's gotta be busted or something. You should go to doctor to have a medical checkup.
Come on, Lucy. Don't be so angry. Everything will run its course.
For what you did, I'm not going to be friends with you.
I know I did. But I apologize more times than I can count. Don't tell me you forgot about those apology letters I send? And I made sure Tom sets you up with enough funds for after he leaves? I was the one who convinced him to do that. You should be thank me about that.
So you think because you did that, I'll just forgive you? You must really have brain damage if you think that's gonna happen.
Lucy, please don't be so childish about all of this. In fact, I didn't have to give you anything. No letter, no alimony, nothing. But I was the one who spoke up and demanded it. You need to realize that I'm just being a good friend.
What did you just say? You're not my friend anymore. You've burnt our relationship. I don't want anything to do with you.
Come on, Lucy. You really need to grow up and just learn how to forgive and forget. Being angry all the time is not gonna help you find a new guy. You know that, right?
God, you're mean-spirited for saying that. I really wish you weren't so fixed on keeping me as a friend. I don't need you anymore. You're dead to me, Violet.
No matter what you say, I'm gonna be here for when you need me. I'm a good friend after all, so don't forget that. I'm waiting on those divorce papers that you're supposed to send to Tom. He said you're delaying sending them for whatever reason. Wants to hold up?
I'm gonna be sending it. You don't have to worry. And after I do, I'm not gonna have to talk to you too.
Oh, you really are mad, Lucy. Aren't you taking some deep breaths? You'll be okay. I recommend the meditation or yoga to relieve stress. I swear by those. But anyway, I gotta get going. I just want to let you know that I'm always here for you even if you do hate my guts. I'd appreciate it if you could send Tom those divorce papers. That way we can get the show on the road, you know? I've got some news to tell you. I and Tom have got married. We couldn't wait a minute longer, so we just did it.
Oh. You didn't need to wait for the divorce papers to come in then?
No, we just went and did it. It seems like it was a legit place. They only made us sign a few papers. It was also official. I'm so happy now. Oh, I heard about your chat with Tom about that money. He's reassured me that everything is fine with paying it back at a slower pace. Thanks so much for making a compromise with him. It really helps us out a lot.
A compromise? No, I didn't change anything. He still owes me $100,000. 50 this year and 50 next year. And it was signed by a lawyer. He has to pay me according to the law.
You're kidding. So you're saying that Tom was lying to me? That's unheard of. He's always honest with me.
Tom being honest? You just surprise me. I've never heard of him being straight with anything. You're in for a good one, Violet.
What are you trying to say? Of course, you want to just sour me and Tom's new relationship. But you don't have to tell lies to drag his name. Anyways, did you know that half of that money was actually mine? Anything you can do to ease the burden means I don't have to help him out as much too. It would mean the world to not only Tom but myself as well.
Huh? You paid half of the alimony payment that we agreed on?
Well, maybe even a little bit more than half. You see, Tom kind of broke down crying one night. He told me there was no way that we could get married if I didn't provide part of those payments. It was pretty bad, he was crying like a kid. Didn't know that Tom was that emotional, but it's not a bad thing. I like a man to be able to show emotions.
So he behaved like a little baby? Well, it sounds about right for him. He's always had a tantrum whenever he can't get what he wants.
You really don't get it, do you? He is the one who chose me, I chose him as well. Because of that, I have to support him in any way I can. So I have to pay your greedy self off just to get you off our case. Then me and Tom can live our life together. It's unreal to think of how far we've come from the time that I met him at that party. Now, we're actually a couple.
Yeah, you met at the party at my house. That was supposed to be a housewarming party, but it looks like there were some things going on behind the scenes.
Yes, that's right. It was a party at your new house. When you had to run out and grab more drinks, Tom and I really had some time to chat. You know what, Lucy? He really does have a great sense of humor. He's like always making me laugh and laugh. It really is nice to be happy again. After all those years, he was really down when he was with you.
Yeah, that's so great. I am so happy for you. Finally, Tom has someone who's just as pathetically delusional as he is.
How exactly is he delusional? You mean, the way he chooses to see things in a more positive light, hardly a negative trait if I do say so.
Oh, you'll find out. But anyway. Although you guys went and got married at whatever half-rate business, it doesn't mean everything's all good and settled. Until I get that money, I'm not going to sign the divorce papers. Therefore, your marriage to him is not going to be legit until those papers go through.
Well, everything seemed good at the place that we went to. They told us not to worry about any of the details.
Yeah, it sounds really reputable.
Well, we can talk about the money later. What's important now is that I'm married. I know things have been tough lately. But it really mean a lot if you were here for me. Remember when I went to your wedding? I even bought a special dress for it.
Like I said, you and Tom are both delusional and totally out of touch with reality. I'd never come to your wedding even if I was paid to be there. After that money is in my account, I'm not going to be concerned with anything that you or that jerk. I'm done after that, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind.
Well, let's think about it for a second. We're giving you all this money, right? So the least you could do is come to the wedding and help us celebrate. Come on, it's a wedding, Lucy. It's not like I'm asking you to do any work or anything. You just show up, smile, and look pretty. Did you know you didn't need to wait for the divorce papers to come in?
What's the real reason you want me to come, Violet?
You are so doubtful and negative about everything. It doesn't have to be some dark hidden meaning to everything. I just want my good friend to be at my wedding. And besides, there's actually gonna be a big announcement there as well. I'm not gonna tell anyone until the big day.
Announcement?
Yeah, I bet you can't guess it.
I have no clue, nor do I even care.
Oh, come on. Take a guess. You're not being any fun.
Violet, are we done here? I don't have time for this.
I'm pregnant.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I want you to come celebrate with us. This isn't only a wedding celebration. It's a celebration for a new baby as well. I know you may still have some feelings for Tom, so it might take a bit of time to get used to the idea. But it's a big deal.
Yeah, I see. I don't have any feelings for that jerk anymore. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about that announcement. I'd prefer not to even think about it.
You don't have feelings for him anymore?
Of course.
That's perfect. That means that you can come to the celebration with no problem? You won't be jealous at all, will you? I can't believe I actually was the one to end up with Tom. To be honest, I thought you guys were gonna be together forever.
You really think he's a good guy? You have no clue, Violet. Sure, you can go ahead and throw a celebration. But you might not want to invite your little sister.
My little sister? But why?
Tom is cheating on you with your younger sister.
That's ridiculous. How do you know that? You're just making up. You're trying to split us up, right?
Oh, you wouldn't believe me? That's not surprising, actually. But I honestly really was surprised to hear that you would cover divorce payments for a guy like that. Like, do you really suppose that this marriage is going to last? He's just marrying you because your sister is already taken.
Shut up, Lucy. You don't know anything. You need to stop spreading these terrible lies, especially at this time.
I do know Tom a lot more than you actually. So a word of advice, trust what I have to say about him or you will get deceived by him.
Lucy, you don't have to be so dramatic. There's no way he's gonna treat me the same way that he treated you. He actually respects me and is always upfront and honest about everything. I can ask him about anything and he'll tell me with no hesitation.
I think you might be blinded by this feeling of attraction. You're not seeing the full picture.
There's no way I believe you. But supposed it was true, where did you hear that? It seems really strange for you to single out my sis like that.
Like I said, the truth will come out whether you believe me or not. When I was with Tom, I discovered him cheating not only with you, but with your sister as well.
Tell me more.
Tom must have had 15 other girls' numbers in his phone. And he was actively texting them trying to set up dates, or not even hookups.
What the? There's no way. Where's the proof?
Sure. I hired a private investigator and had them follow Tom after work. He would often say things like work's running late today or gonna be home past midnight. I knew his company didn't have that much overtime. So it was clear that was just an excuse. And my investigator brought back pictures of you, pictures of your sister, pictures of countless other girls.
What? Is that all true? Show me those pictures.
I don't have to show you anything. But they're in a file in my house now. If you don't believe me, I could send you them over text.
So he actually was cheating with my sister?
Yeah. Your sister and tons of other girls. If that's not enough, he had to pay off a few of them just to keep quiet.
What do you mean by pay off? Are you saying he's giving alimony payments to them too?
Well, he wasn't married with them, so there wouldn't be alimony payments. He's been paying them as a kind of hush money. He must have been super relieved when you offered to pay part of it. That's the reason why I'm not getting the money from him yet. There must be a few women who he has to pay before me.
I can't believe a word of it. If it does turn out to be true, then Tom is just terrible.
Well, the sooner you start believing me, the better. So now, do you want to get married to a scumbag like that? You have to answer it by yourself. I'm done here. After that, Tom and Violet got into their fight. Apparently, Violet discovered that Tom was cheating on her. She was quite shocked when know that fact. They surely have the major responsibility for the child in Violet's stomach. I heard that Violet was planning to get an abortion because they wanted to file for divorce then. Well, it's miserable for them to be parents. I am lucky not to get involved in these trash. Hey, sister! I've got something to tell you.
What is it?
Well, Timber has just been admitted to the hospital.
He did? Are you sure? Why has he been taken to the hospital? Did he have a car accident while traveling for work this morning?
You could say that.
What do you mean? Is he okay? What happened?
Oh! He was brought to the hospital with another woman, and they both arrived unclothed.
What do you mean? Naked? With another woman?
They were in an unconscious state when they arrived here. But they're fully awake now.
Tell me exactly what happened.
I cannot be completely certain, but it seems highly likely that he was involved in an affair. They informed me that he was engaged in an intimate encounter with the other woman inside his car at a certain location. They got ambushed by the woman's husband who was following them. The enraged husband apparently rammed his car into the car they were in. That's the story so far.
So, they got into a car accident while they were trying to get it on? That's good, that scumbag. How could it be so disgusting? He has shame. Acting like some animal on heat.
No, it's so messed up. And that's the thing with working at an ER. We see all kinds of messed up things. Every nasty, screwed up second of it. Anyways, are you okay? I can't believe he'd do something like that. I thought everything was fine with you guys. What nasty things has he been hiding from you? I can't imagine what you must be going through right now. There really is no such thing as a perfect marriage.
I should have known when he told me he was going on a work trip. That lying piece of trash. He was probably out there spending that time with that woman.
Yeah, I hate to say it, sister. But I knew he would be trouble. He was a little too charming and good. You were pretty head over heels about him, though.
I don't think his looks have anything to do with him acting like such an idiot. I think he might just be born a cheating, lying womanizer. You really can't trust anyone anymore. There really isn't a good man left in this world. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to make him pay for this.
Wow, look at you. And here I thought you'd be sobbing and running to him.
Well, he made me this way. One nameless woman after another. I've frankly gotten used to his cheating ways. I'm not even all that surprised by this.
So what are you gonna do now?
I need some time to think.
All right, sister. You look after yourself. Let me know if there's anything I can do.
All right, thanks for telling me all of this. Don't worry. I'll handle it.
Woman! What's wrong with you? Your husband is at the ER. How dare you not come and check up on me?
Why would I check up on you? I have no interest in seeing you or your mistress naked.
Oh, did your sister blab about everything? Her and her big mouth. You're just like her. Always nagging and talking behind people's backs.
The audacity. You're the one who was trying to get it on with your mistress in the car. Having to be rushed into. Naked. You should have some shame. Don't you have anything to say to me?
Say what? Your blabbermouth sister already told you everything. If you're looking for an apology, forget it. Yeah, I had an affair, so what? It's just a fling. It doesn't mean anything. I just met up with that woman because she was around the area. It was her crazy husband that made everything a big mess. Slamming into the car like a maniac. He made a fool out of himself and embarrassed everyone in the process. I swear, I'll sue him. I'll make him pay for what he did.
You were having an affair with his wife. And you want to sue him pay? You're the one who should be paying for what you've done. How on earth are you so self-absorbed? You would be lucky he doesn't come at you with everything he's got.
And like I was telling you, it was just a one-time thing. I don't even ever want to see her again. It's just life. I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, it's really her husband's fault for not being able to satisfy her in the first place. If he was such a great guy, why would she even have an affair with me? He completely blew things out of proportion. I can't believe he made me come to the ER naked. What a drama queen. I'm the real victim here. He should really watch out for what he's got coming for him.
You should like a totally self-centered psycho. You're complete insane.
That reminds me, I think I should have messed up that woman pretty bad. She's been talking gibberish. I think the concussion might have done something to her head. Oh well, more reason to never see her again. Let's just forget about everything that happened today, okay? Let's just go back to how things were.
Your narcissism is mind-blowing. You should know that you're not in such a good shape yourself. You wrote a total bed rest and you call your mistress useless? Do you ever think about anyone else besides yourself?
My injury is temporary. I'll bounce back in no time. It might take a minute for me to get back to my old self, but all this is temporary nevertheless. With a little rehabilitation therapy, I'm all good, baby. You can thank my naturally athletic body for that. What? You think you'll be fine after a little rehabilitation? Yeah, that's what the doctor told me. He also told me to stay positive. I think that's to help me recover faster or whatever.
Wow, such a great doctor. Telling a lying cheater to stay positive. Well, I get it though. Because saying, you're completely paralyzed from the waist down and will never be able to stand or walk, would be something that might be a little too real to tell his narcissistic patient. You need to come to terms with what's going on.
What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? I know you're kind of mad, but you shouldn't make stuff up like that. That's mean!
I'm not making anything up. It's facts your doctor told me himself.
No way! He hasn't said anything like that to me?
The hospital called. They wanted to talk to his wife, so I went and had a little chat with your doctor.
You were at the hospital? And you didn't come to see how I was?
I didn't have it in me to face my husband who got injured while doing the dirty with his mistress. Is that so hard to believe?
What? Wait! So I'm really paralyzed from the waist down. I can't walk anymore. I thought this was just temporary. If you're joking, this isn't funny. Stop this nonsense right now. You're just angry at stuff, so you're lying to make me feel bad.
I don't need you to believe me. But tell me this. Can you move your legs right now? I didn't think so. You should at least have some idea. You're super in touch with your own body, after all.
This is all just temporary.
Alright, whatever helps you sleep at night. 'Cause you'll do anything to make yourself feel better, right? Nothing bad can happen to you because you're just so important.
It's like you don't even like me anymore. I'm your husband. Think of the last 10 years we shared. Why aren't you acting like yourself? You need to stop lying and pretending that you don't care about me. I know you're just devastated right now. Your husband is paralyzed from the waist down. Be the good wife you've always been and get me some help.
Yeah. No. I really have no sympathy for you. I stopped being your loving wife a long time ago. There is no way anyone could care for a man who only ever cares about himself. Always out there looking for the next bra that would give him the time of day. I am numb from all that you've put me through. I've had enough.
Who are you? Am I even talking to my wife right now? Since when have you become so ruthless? A real woman should care for her man. You're mine and I need you.
I am only a real woman to a loving and faithful man. You are neither of those things. Don't you dare claim me as your woman. I know all your antics. It's not going to work.
I can't believe. That's cold. I'm on bed rest, unable to move a muscle. I know you're angry about the stuff that's happened, but do you really have to be that evil? Do you know what my life is going to be like now? Living as a paraplegic? As a disabled person? I'll never be able to stand up or even walk by myself. How on earth am I supposed to live like this?
I'm sure you'll be fine. You still seem to have that big mouth of yours.
I didn't mean it like that. Come on! How am I supposed to do anything now? This is just so humiliating. Everyone is going to give me weird looks. I can't live like that.
Why not? I don't see this as being all that bad.
What?
Remember all those times you cheated on me? Whenever you got caught, you had the excuse of saying that it's just how it is. That you couldn't help it because that's just what men do. Telling me over and over that what's in your pants had a mind of its own. And somehow you sleeping with all those women wasn't your fault? Consider it problem solved. That thing of yours won't be giving you any more troubles now. No more flings, no more marriages for you to ruin. I see that as a win for humanity.
Stop making stupid jokes! Now's really not the time. Are you really the woman that I've spent the last 10 years with? I just found out that I'll be paralyzed for the rest of my life and you're saying that this is a win? Do you know how much I just want to end it all right now? How miserable I am.
Tell it to someone that cares. It's karma, sweetheart. You reap what you sow. All of your actions leading up to now finally caught up with you. I don't see why I should care about your feelings at all. You certainly didn't care. Not about me or our children. Only yourself and whoever your next conquest was. Have you ever even thought about the suffering you caused? How many times I considered just ending everything?
That's not what I intended. I feel like you're just being petty. You should get over it. I know I did. The past is the past. My concern right now is that I'm freaking paralyzed. I don't care about karma or whatever you want to believe, and I don't care. I didn't ask for this. You better come to your senses quick. I need my wife right now.
Nope. I don't think I have it in me to look after you for the rest of my life, sorry. I know better than to devote my life to a man who just isn't capable of thinking about anyone else but himself. So, what are you doing now? I doubt that you'll be going back to your job in that state that you're in. How are you even going to make a living? Let alone even do basic things. Or are you more worried about the situation in your pants?
What do you mean by that?
I'm talking about your diapers, sweetheart. You'll now be wearing one for the rest of your life, and I doubt that you'll be able to change it yourself. I wonder whose job that's going to be for. I mean, you could probably ask your parents? I wonder what they'll think about that. Or maybe you should call one of your girlfriends. You might be up for the job. I know that it might be a little humiliating at first, but who knows? Someone out there might love you enough to volunteer. Time's ticking, you better get started on making those calls. There's a real woman that you always wanted out there. I believe in you.
Stop! Please! I get it, you're upset with me right now. But please, I feel like I've suffered enough. I paid the price for all the stupid things I did to you, can't you see? Do you really have to be so cruel to me right now?
I suffered for over 10 years. The betrayal, neglect, the heartbreak. And you want me to have pity? If it weren't for the kids, I would have left you a long time ago. Our twins needed their father. No matter how pathetic he is. That was the only thing that kept me going. Through all the years of pain. As much as I was dying inside, I did it for them.
Yes! Just think about our kids. Our little 4-year-old twins. They need me. They need their father in their lives. They would have no one to look up to if I was gone. Who'll be there for them for their parent-teacher meetings, the plays, or whatever they do nowadays? I'm so glad that you finally came to your senses, honey. Let's do this together, like we always used to.
Our sons are 5 years old, not 4. You would know if you knew when their birthday was. Which you clearly don't, because you'd never bothered to show up at anything. And what? Did you really say whatever they do nowadays? Do you even listen to your self-talk? You have never been there for our twins. Always with the promises yet never keeping a single one. Don't you dare pretend that you've been anything close to a father to our sons. When was the last time you even had a meal with them? Admit it, they've never been a priority to you. You were always out doing whatever felt good to you. I really should have left you a long time ago. Can't believe that I let this happen. To me, to our sons. You're a terrible husband and father. I want a divorce.
Absolutely not! Look, I'll do whatever you want me to do, please. I can't live without you. I won't divorce you.
I have all the means to file for a divorce and it'll not be favorable for you. All your nasty text messages, the photos.
What?
You really thought you were being let off the hook all these years? I know you left an entire history of your dirty deeds on your phone. All your disgusting affairs with so many women. I have more than enough information to take you to court and get everything that I want from you. The years I've spent having to go through all of that. You have no idea the strength it took for me to even exist in the same space as you. Just like a fool, I had hoped that one day, you'd realize what horrible mistake you were making. That maybe, I'd be able to forgive you. For the sake of her kids, somehow we might be able to make it work. But as they say, a leper doesn't change its spots. And I was prepared for the worst. I really did wish that things could have worked out at some point. But I guess none of that matters now.
What are you saying? You're such a despicable woman. How could you say something like that? Here I am, learning that I'll be a paraplegic for the rest of my life, and you are doing what? Going through the dirt you have on me? I can't believe you're planning something like that. You are pure evil.
Yep, sorry. It is what it is, right, honey?
You're sick.
I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying this. Knowing that all those years of pain you caused have eventually come back to bite you.
I don't believe this. You are out of your mind. This is not happening to me. You were preparing for this all this time.
Yep. Consider this your punishment. I'm going through with a divorce whether you like it or not. You have no say in my decision. Save your whining for the court. Oh, and by the way, you better be prepared to pay for everything.
Why are you doing this? Do you not have an ounce of sympathy? I'm paraplegic. I won't be able to work or live alone. How am I going to feed myself or get a job? Please, you're being unreasonable right now. Don't you at least feel a little sorry for me?
Nope, not sorry at all. Like I said, it's karma. You reap what you sow. Oh, and speaking about money. I know you can pay for everything. You've been at the same company for the last 15 years. You can use the half of your severance to pay for whatever I'm asking. And the other half is alimony and child support.